The unknown reaches out from forgotten centuries, and a horror legend 2,000 years old comes alive as a hideous demon rises from the grave to bring a new high in horror to the motion picture screen. The Vampire and the Ballerina. No one is safe from this monster of the night, this creature from the crypt of the living dead, who stalks the countryside in search of victims for his insatiable bloodlust. The Vampire and the Ballerina. Into the evil domain of the Vampire King comes a company of beautiful dancers. And the most desirable of them all is the ballerina. Helpless in the grip of his satanic power that brings everlasting enslavement to her soul. The screen has never reached such heights of fright, such soul-shivering suspense, such heart-stopping horror. You will remember for always the startling, haunting motion picture, The Vampire and the Ballerina.
Bum, 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 bum. We hope next week you'll join us On the Drive-In Asylum late movie, starting at 11 p.m., we're going to watch The Vampire and the Ballerina. Special request from Sam Panico.
If you ever wonder what movies I picked, that trailer should pretty much tell you. It got uh, all the satanic power of a creature 2,000 years old. Yeah, it's directed by Renato Pacelli, and literally the first Italian movie that combines sex and horror. Um, I will tell you that Pacelli went a lot crazier in the future with his other movies like Cynthia and Black Magic Rites and Delirium. One of my favorite directors. Um, this movie's wild. It's really fun. It's a Italian Gothic, but it's weird. He also remade it literally 4 years later. Um,
Okay, so this one came first.
this came first, and then Monster of the Opera is the next one, and it's the same movie. It just has a bit more skin in it. It's still not fully no nudity,
It's
but
very Paul Nashy of him to make the same movie a couple of times.
yeah. He also pretty much did that in the end of his career. I would say like there's parts of Black Magic Rites that show up in 3 of his other movies because it kept getting censored so much so that as censorship laws loosened, he would gradually add bits of Deliria, which Deliria never came out. Um, it may have played briefly in theaters, but it was so heavily censored that it mostly ran in black and white magazines and fumetti magazines, black fumetti magazines they were called at the time.
Yeah.
The only reason a copy ever showed up is that someone found one in the censorship office and decided to upload it, scan it, and upload it to YouTube. That's why we have that copy of that movie, which is insane. Um, and it was a lost movie for a long time. But anyway, Vampire in the Ballerina is a lot of fun. It's one of the very early Italian horror movies too, after Vampiri, which was a huge movie, a really big influence on movies to come in Italy. So excited to watch that with everybody next week. Hope everybody else is too.
It's a very atmospheric film, and that's what I like the most about it is how I love how the aesthetics of a universal film are sort of like echoed in another culture, like in a foreign film. You see like sort of their take on it.
I also love movies that have that Rocky Horror thing where it's like, well, we're all broken down somewhere. Let's stay in this really foreboding castle.
The
Everything will
old
be
dark
fine.
house cliche.
Yeah, but even funnier, the girls like, well, we still have to keep practicing dancing, so they just keep practicing their routines in the giant ballroom of this this rainy castle in the middle of the woods.
Sure.
It could happen. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it could happen.
Echoes of the horror of Spider Island.
Oh,
Where
you know what's funny is I
dancers
was reading
crash on an island and they spend a lot of the time dancing to music that seems to come out of the sky. I'm not sure where the music comes from. They have like a portable turntable somehow that
the
they
first
take
time
with
I
them.
saw that movie, I didn't like it, and what was wrong with me? Now,
You just
like,
weren't ready for it yet, Sam.
I would know I wasn't. I was like, who would make something this? I felt maybe it was being made for me, and I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready, sure of myself yet. And now, like when a movie like Vampire and the Ballerina comes along, I'm ready for it. Yeah, and if you have the last issue of Drive-In Asylum, I wrote all about the director, so you can do some of your homework, and if you have that issue, and read up on it or order it, you may get it in time for next week's show or right after next week's show. Makes a great Christmas gift.
It does make a great Christmas gift, although I can't guarantee that you will get it before next week's show. Thank you, Sam,
No,
for committing me to something like
I'm not committing. Sam is not. Any comments he make are not the responsibility.
In fact, I totally was not able to send out that prize copy yet of Lichen Colony.
Me either. So mine is going to be going out this week.
I wasn't able to get to the post office this week because for various reasons. So apologies to our winners last week. I'll send it honest Monday.
Hey, but Killdozer.
Yeah,
huh?
Killdozer was just really. I honestly believe that just a little bit of Killdozer is enough to change a person forever.
I did some research on Killdozer for you, Bill, and Hal Mooney, who did the music for it. We were talking about how odd the music was in this movie. Hal Mooney was the chief arranger for the Hal Kemp and Jimmy Dorsey orchestras in the past. And then he was a freelance arranger in Hollywood for Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Judy Garland, Sarah Vaughan, Peggy Lee, and Kay Starr. He was a music director for Mercury Records. And then he started working in TV. He worked in TV pretty regularly through the 70s, Bill. But some of his 70s stuff, he was the music supervisor for shows and movies. And just a quick overview, he did the music for The Sentinel. He did Beretta, $6 Million Man, Emergency, Rich Man, Poor Man, Columbo, The Bionic Woman, The Rockford Files, McCloud, Kojak, the TV movie Dark Victory, the UFO Incident, the TV movie, all the episodes of Kojak the Night Stalker, Sarah T. Portrait of a Teenage Alcoholic. You know that I love that movie. Let's see, the TV series Toma.
Toma.
Banachek.
Oh my God, Toma. That's a deep cut.
He did the movie music for The Elevator, the TV movie from '74, the same year as Killdozer. The Quester tapes, Scream Pretty Peggy. There was another TV, Night Gallery. Let's see, The Sixth Sense, The Victim, the TV movie, The Victim, The Screaming Woman. So he also was the orchestrator of the music for The Odd Couple. So he and he did the music for Duel. So he really a ton of stuff. So, but we were talking about how much this music, the kind of strange synth kind of moments in it, kind of sounded like what do you call it?
It
What movie
sounds
did you
like
say?
Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, The
Yeah,
Child, even The Severed Arm, which we just did on a recent show. Was that
yeah,
last week or the week before? I think it was last week.
yeah. This week was a
Maybe,
long week, though. But
yeah.
anyway, it's pretty wild the experience he had, and also he was in his late '60s, early '70s when he did this music, and it was very I think avant-garde, I would say, for a TV movie, and interesting. That's what I really dug it.
Well, someone in the chat said how it was a deep exploration of loss and grief.
Yeah,
Wilson. So yeah, it was kind of went in a direction. Well, we were talking about why don't they just leave?
yeah,
They just leave here? Like how did they get here and why are they stranded here? I kind of missed that connecting point. But
yeah. They're on an island near Africa,
okay. But I mean,
which feels a lot like
leave, theoretically. So
theoretically, it also feels like they're in where Batman's Batcave is. You know that part of the desert that they used for every '60s movie.
what were they
Um,
doing there too? Like if they're in such a remote location off the coast of Africa, like what are they doing there with all these bulldozers?
you know,
They building some cheesy resort there? What's going on?
or they, yeah, it'd be interesting if it was like it's like a government thing, or they're building like a weather station, or that there's some reason behind what they're doing. But we're just get to it. Also, we talked about it while we were watching it. The guy who decides to crawl through those tubes and
Ugh.
gets crushed. Like, what are you thinking?
What really? What reality was he living in where he thought those tubes were stronger than the killdozer? I don't know.
It's
He was panicked. I realize he thought it was going to run him over anyway. So maybe he thought he stood more of a chance inside those tubes.
but the killdozer also, unlike a car, it takes a long time to have lateral movement, right?
Yeah,
Like, can't you go to the side of it? And it doesn't. But what is the top speed? 5 to 10 miles? Like, let's say 10 miles an hour.
they're not that
You,
nimble. It's not like you couldn't
no,
just outmaneuver a bulldozer, or at least so you think. Maybe this one was piloted by the supernatural alien presence. Maybe it had abilities that normal dozers didn't have. Who knows?
yeah, it just seems
Who
like,
can know?
yeah, and you even said too, like, and when they bury the people, they bury them in the most shallow of graves, maybe because they don't want to turn on any other equipment and use it. But
Yeah, I mean, they could probably dig a really nice deep grave in about 20 minutes. So,
yeah,
if that.
why didn't they use the other bulldozers to dig a hole so that Killdozer would go into the hole and get stuck there?
I kept
Or
thinking of
like,
that. I was like, they could
or
just
make
knock
a,
it over.
if they're truly on an island, make like a trench or like a thing where a path that drives into the ocean. You know?
You're out thinking the script writer. There was a reason they couldn't happen because they had to fill up a 74-minute film. I love TV movies like this because they don't really ask a whole lot of time out of your life. And
No,
they're not quite a series episode. They're a little less than a 2-hour movie. I think these were
I've
90-minute time slots.
I've never heard Thurston Howe referred to as a shadow elite before, but it's happened. So and who I don't did it go that far back? Was Thurston Howe behind this? This yeah, it just feels like there's a way of getting away from Killdozer, but we got to fill 74 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, that we know the way to destroy possessed vehicles and Tall Man is to drop it in a hole and drop bombs on top of it. We've learned this from the car. We've learned this from other movies. Like they had no explosives, no TNT on this island.
Yeah, I don't know. They seemed very ill prepared for a Killdozer situation. And who could know? How could you
Who?
prepare for such a thing?
Yeah. Is Killdozer a Union vehicle? Another question we have to ask ourselves.
No, I think it was a
No,
goddamn scab, if you ask
it was a
me.
scab. Yeah. Is
Fuck
Killdozer
Killdozer.
is it a daring indictment against AI? I would say yes.
Yeah, it was sort of, well, like we already said, it was deep at moments. So yeah, I think it was trying to get a little bit more,
Yeah.
under the skin.
Killdozer's in the world outside.
It really wanted to change you somewhat.
Yeah. You will be different. This is be 70 minutes, it'll change your life. Tonight, 8:30 on a Saturday night on ABC in 1974. Nobody was the same after Killdozer.
Well, again, during this time, there really wasn't a whole lot to choose from on TV. So sometimes you would just watch whatever was on, even if you weren't really keen about watching a movie called Killdozer. You'd be like, it's better than whatever else is on. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you were exposed to the genius of Killdozer, and you were questioning the very meaning of your existence. The way
You
Killdozer.
really have to think if you watched this on the CBS late movie, this was a 2-hour and 45-minute movie.
Oh my God, there had to have been
With commercials.
those commercial breaks during the CBS late movie were brutal.
Yeah. This was like an odyssey if you watched it on the CBS late movie. There was one night, and I remember that when Kojak was on, we went and got there was like a late night donut shop in Elwood. We went and got donuts and came back, and in the time the commercials hadn't stopped in that time. That's how long the commercials were. Matt, yeah, we talked about the band Killdozer before too. They're from Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah. Aren't they groovy
Yeah.
doom?
Yeah, they're like death kind of.
So they're
Yeah,
not groovy doom.
we could have had Killdozer. Would you like to be on the show and talk about Killdozer? That maybe next week. But enjoyable. I mean, I like this movie. It's got some weirdness in it and some stuff to discuss. I like the like someone said, the synth noises of a bulldozer gone wild. It needs a young Steve King. Did Steve King see this before he wrote Trucksville? Another question I have.
The synths were the sound of the unknown in the early 70s. It was The sound of the alien world.
Oh,
Brought to you on the ABC late movie. Or not even the late movie, starting at 8:30.
no. It was at 8:30. Yeah.
The kids could still be sitting up watching that.
Oh, yeah. They're like, what? Hey, here's what came in the mail this week. I got Barbarella from Arrow. This is the UHD of Barbarella.
Your mission then, find Duran Duran. Barbarella.
From Radiance, Elegant Beast. This is from Neon Eagle, which I'm super excited about. Kill Butterfly Kill. Pretty rad. This is from our folks at Wellgo USA, Eye for an Eye. And they also sent Mercy Road, 2 of their new movies. And that's it. It was a short week for movies. But hey, Black Friday is coming up, Bill. And there's, as we always know, a lot of movies. Severin has some Black Friday movies coming up that are wild. I'm really excited about them this year. This year they're going to have The Church, the La Secta, and yeah, and also The Unscarred is another one, and
The Unscarred.
Yeah, Unscarred, which I've never seen, and
It doesn't ring any bells.
yeah, there's one other one I was trying to think that is Cemetery Man, obviously. Or Spider's Labyrinth. That's probably the one I'm going to buy. I'm super excited about because that's never even been released on DVD in the U.S. The Dead One and Raiders of the Living Dead, the Sam Sherman movies.
Wow, the
And
Dead One. That's kind of
Yeah.
exciting.
Super exciting. Yeah, it's on Blu-ray too.
I don't think I've even seen that movie. I've only
It's
read
fun.
about it.
I think you'd really like it. So yeah, and also what's that movie? Wait, I'll look it up. One of their movies is coming out on they have a couple novelizations coming out too as part of the sale. If only I had actually had this like up, so that this was professional. Sorry. The new titles will be Cemetery Man, The Church, The Sect, Spider Labyrinth, Closed Circuit, which is a Jolly, on the Unscarred, Raiders of the Living Dead, The Dead One, and Stir, and a Combat Shock novelization, and a novelization of Stir. There'll be an autographed Michelle Suave postcard, a Cemetery Man snow globe, pin collection, a pin of Michelle Suave, a Spider Labyrinth figure, a sect pendant, a church pendant, a church goat demon 3D metal keychain, church patch, Cemetery Man, the sect, and the shirt, and the church t-shirts, the Independent International shirt, a Black Emmanuel calendar, a Severin beanie, 4 new stickers for Count Dracula, Dr. Butcher MD / Zombie Holocaust, Spider Labyrinth, and Bloody Pit of Horror, and new glow-in-the-dark and holographic stickers. Various bundles, half off of most of the older stuff that's been out for a while. And then next Saturday is the half off box sets. Will this be the time I pull the trigger on the Carol Baker set? Yes, it will.
Do you mean that?
Yeah, I do. I really. Why haven't I bought that already? Like, really, why have? Like, I love those movies. Like, I definitely have a need to look at them on my shelf and with wonder and amazement.
Have you seen Andy Warhol's Bad yet?
Oh yes, I loved it. I love her so much. She's so wonderful.
I couldn't remember if you had actually seen it the last time I asked you about it, but
yeah, I do love. And then Vinegar Syndrome obviously is going to have some stuff. We've heard rumors, but we'll see. How much money do they want out of us?
They want all of it.
They want all of it. Give us all. They'll be like, "What would make you happy?" And I'm like, "So much," But anyway, also Coffin Joe set is coming out from Arrow this month too, which I am super excited about. Mike Justice is correct. That's Becca said to me. Oh, that when she was watching one of the Lindsay Jawa. She goes, "That's the bad guy from Kindergarten Cop." Yes, years later, but good call. I am excited for Thanksgiving, though, Bill, because that is my favorite holiday, and I will be watching some kaiju, and I am even more excited to see these ads.
This is a little surprise for you. We're just going to look at some ads for one of your favorite movies.
Oh man, and what movie would that be? Whatever happened to Solange? I
Whatever
love that.
happened to Solange? I like how
It's
you make
not
it
it.
sound
I
like part
know.
of the Baby Jane
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
Whatever happened to Solange?
I love that every part of her said, "Come teach me," when she was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole it's somehow they turned the movie on its end, and suddenly it was about that subplot of the teacher having an affair with the student.
Yeah.
That's the lens that they viewed this through for this ad campaign.
I love that they also grabbed a bunch of clip art for this.
Oh yeah. It's
So,
just
like, here's some girls in micro skirts.
but that main image, is that from Solange?
I don't think you ever really see her that well in the movie.
Because
Uh,
isn't it Camille Keaton?
yeah, it is Camille Keaton. So yeah,
Camille
but you know
Keaton, is
what? This
that
would get
you?
me to go to the South Park though.
This was in Louisville. I
Yeah,
think
wow, this is
Louisville
awesome.
is where this was.
What have you done with Solange? Well, I every part of her said. Also, that book, the perspective on that book is upsetting because, like, if it was turned properly, if you turned it so it was right side up, everything would still be
Yeah,
on completely different angles. Like,
it's
who
really a
placed this?
mess.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
This
this is
adds
obviously
disconcert.
like some serious doctoring at the last minute or something. Like they just
Yeah,
threw this whole ad campaign together, cut the title out with a pair of scissors, and put this in there.
like, hey, that weird Italian sex murder uh, movie is not doing well. What if we tell everybody that it's a funny sex comedy and they come in and, yeah, like Mike just said, it's a movie about a girl getting stabbed in the vagina.
I have to
I
recover
think
from
up
that
until the
comment.
first 6 minutes of the movie, because it starts with a sex scene, you might be convinced you're in the right movie. But then at some point you're not. And then you're like, wait, girls are smoking in the shower. This is okay. Oh, Bill, thank you so much. I love the Rah Rah Girls so much.
The Rara Girls really makes me excited.
Yeah. I like that they also Breaker Breaker, the first Chuck Norris movie, played with it too. But I like that this is we were talking about this the other night. One of my favorite things is like a shit talking ad. Like it's faster than the cheerleaders and more bounce than the pom pom girls. All right, I've already seen both those movies. I guess I'll go see the Raw Raw Girls. Oh my god, that girl just got stabbed in the vagina. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a fun time.
I don't know. Somebody thought it was.
Who Joe D'Amato, but nobody else.
They were like, we can market this as sort of a sexy film that you could go see.
And we tried it more than once.
Yeah.
There's no cheerleaders in this movie either.
Well, yeah, there are.
I don't.
Sort of. Like
Are
there's
there?
that shower
Yeah,
scene, and I think there
yeah,
is some sort of cheerleader element to it.
but not like a traditional American cheerleader.
No.
Like it's not like the pom pom girls or the cheerleaders. It's nothing to do with those movies. Also, what I love about this movie, and this is so Italian, is that the wife like realizes the husband has been cheating on her, and just she forgives him by the end of it. Like by the end, they're
Mm-hmm.
working together. Great. Like these horrible murders of young girls have brought them closer together.
It's a movie about real people in real situations.
Yeah.
And the
A
Hawaiian
pet.
split.
Yeah.
Genius. This is a night at the movies right here.
It really is. It starts with Breaker Breaker.
This could be life changing, this night at the
Yeah.
movies. I say that in all seriousness.
Yeah.
This could change the direction of your life, seeing these 3 films together.
Hawaiian split feels like something a bully would say to you. Like, do you want a Hawaiian split? And you say, yeah.
We are living
Next
in
thing
a
you know, you're on the ground and you've been kicked in the dick.
we are in a post this lineup world, because this
Yeah.
lineup happened. There's no way to know what the world might have been like if this lineup had not happened, but it did.
Yeah. I love it.
Whistle blows, everything goes.
I also like this
fuck.
this picture promises again, this picture promises such fun and pulchritude.
Yeah. It's not
I
a
mean, you
fun
do get
movie.
pulchritude. No, it's a sleazy, upsetting movie.
It hurts.
It does, and it's like it's about also, like, it has, like, a kinda one of those, like, yes, it's sleazy, but it's also a movie that says that kids today are taking it too far. I love movies like that where they're like, "Hey, the kids today are taking it too far," but, I mean, we're certainly take your money to see that and show you naked girls, but, you should feel bad about it too while you're watching it.
Yeah. It's like it's sort of shaming the audience at the same time.
Yeah.
You're
I
providing
can't believe
something
that
that
you
they
bought a ticket
this
for the rah-rah
deplorable
girl.
thing that they wanted to see, you're providing it for them.
Yeah, it's like, "Because of you, this girl's dead."
It's a rude and irritating attitude, I think.
Oh. Hey, by the way, $5 a Carla. You know what's funny is afterwards, the Young Vixens is like so fluff by comparison that you're like, I don't want, like, what will the Young Vixens bring? Will it be even more horrifying?
It could be nothing after the rah-rah girls.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of dates finished.
The
I think a lot
rah-rah
of dates were this
girls.
date is over.
It's
How
so
dare
hard to
you
say
bring
that
me
with a straight face.
because you imagine you talked a girl into going to see the Rah Rah Girls and the Young Vixens. And she's like, "I thought we were just gonna watch a dirty movie and have weird,
It's like, I'm
premarital
really
sex."
sorry I took you to the rah-rah.
Yeah, like, I thought we were gonna have premarital sex, and maybe guys too, they're like, "Oh, my girlfriend's really into seeing this kind of stuff, and this is cool." She's a goer, as they say in Monty Python, and you get there, and you're like, "This is not the movie for what you guys were looking
Yeah.
for."
Can we have a
This movie
do-over?
is yeah. This movie is dark, and nobody is into it. Oh my god. No, I've never seen this one. Is this another Solange?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. With Beyond the Valley of the Dolls?
Yes. You're seeing what your eyes are saying that you're seeing. This is What Have You Done to Solange? This is a sort of like an offshoot of Hallmark Releasing's ad campaign for this movie. In other places, it was called Terror in the Woods. And I don't think I have one of those ads in this lineup that I have here for you, but this was sort of like a weird alternate title that they used for this movie, Foul Play.
The logo for Foul Play is very Pee-wee's Playhouse, which again is probably not right for it. But ad this ad is a better explanation of what you're going to get into with this movie.
Do you think?
Yeah, I feel like this one works, right? But it also says, does that say on a second sensational hit? Okay. Speaking of Pee-wee /80s design, that Route 495 really looks like a weird, like, post retro
Oh yeah.
80s design, or like a Dark Brothers logo.
And
Like,
it was
it's
a
pretty
real
awesome.
drive-in,
Yeah.
This was just like their logo, which is really bonkers. That place looks nuts. Look how crooked all the letters are.
Oh, it does. It also, can you imagine the maniacs that saw that ad and were like, "Oh my god, a half naked girl threatened by a knife. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go see
Like,
it.
let's go see it." This is another wild double feature because the Groove Tube, not Sex on the Groove Tube. I love that. Uh, with these two movies together are such a strange double feature.
Sex on the Groove Tube is that weird softcore vampire film. I think Sean Cunningham did that.
Oh my god, yeah, it's not the Groove Tube.
No, this is Sex
Oh,
on the Groove Tube.
oh wow.
Not to be
Wow.
confused with simply the Groove Tube or even the Boob Tube.
Yeah.
That's the one
Wow.
you really don't want to get it mixed up with. No, this is that weird vampire movie from Sean Cunningham. It's like a soft core porn thing. I think there is even a hardcore version of it,
Wow.
but it's a
Yeah, I'm seeing
vampire
you
comedy.
shared this a while back. Yeah,
What?
you shared one a while back where this ran with Marilyn Chambers together.
Oh yeah,
Return of this is oh yeah, this has the hands and the mouth from some of the other ones had the Return of Count Yorga stuff
yeah.
stolen
Those
for it.
hands
Yeah.
with the fangs in them. Now this
Yeah.
all these were all sort of like Hallmark, AIP, that wheelhouse. Like all these movies were kind of all
Wow.
mixed up together because Solange was
Yeah.
a Hallmark property and Sex on the Groove Tube. You know, these were all movies that they sort of just juggled everywhere.
Wow, what a weird night.
I know. It's awesome.
It's not none of these movies are double fun either. This is
Well, Sex on the Groove Tube is way more fun than the Rah Rah
yeah.
Girls, aka
The,
What Have You Done
and
to
I love
Self?
that movie. I'm not saying you know what I mean, it is a movie I really enjoy, but it's not a fun watch.
Here's the one that's really bizarre
Yeah.
because,
I've thought about this one a lot.
yeah, nobody really knows what movies they were showing this night because obviously the school that couldn't scream is What Have You Done with Solange? And so
Yeah.
was the Rah Rah Girls. So both of them together, who knows what that other movie was, but uh, together was that Marilyn Chambers film that Sam was talking about a minute ago.
Here's what's weird is they don't even say Marilyn Chambers in this ad, which you think would be a draw.
Yeah, by this time she was a megastar. This was
Do you like that they
77.
also told you that this was a true story twice on the school that couldn't scream side? And that it happened in 65, like, oh well, of course it's true. They told me the year that it happened. Wow.
No, speaking of the year that it happened,
Yeah. Oh, is it too soon to talk about 72?
can we look at some House that Vanished ads,
Oh my god, yes, we can. This fucking ad.
please?
Ugh, I love this ad so much. I love this ad more than the last house ad.
Yeah, this one's even more obscure. That's why I like
Yeah.
it because you have no idea what's going on in this, in this ad. What's
A
she
couple
doing?
things in here, right? I mean, we know it's from the same company, right? But who else does? What is 1972? And then also they're like, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, it's a horror movie, but what if we make people think it's a sex movie and let's obscure it with they fell in love at first sight and we're looking for a place to have an affair." But it's only a movie. And then like by the way, it's in the Hitchcock tradition and it totally isn't. I love this fucking ad. This ad is just full of carny bullshit in the most wonderful ways.
She looks like she's jumping rope. Like
Yeah.
they cut the rope out with scissors in the ad, man.
And then by the way, last house on the left on the right.
But she's all cut
Well,
out around her head too, so they pasted her into that woods shot. I don't know. I just love to imagine them
I
pasting all
love
this
this
shit.
whole ad. I
Yeah.
think this is like why did we ever do anything in graphic design again after this ad?
This is everything that I want Drive-In Asylum to be. That's why I do that kind of shit because
Yeah.
I'm actually inspired by this kind
I love uh,
that someone probably
I also
pasted up
love
in
that
5
like
minutes.
it can't there's so many fonts in this too. Like they're like, should we just throw another font in? They're like, yeah, fuck it. Like sometimes it's dashes, sometimes it's ellipses. Yeah, from that company. I just want that. Like I'm gonna get a tattoo of just that.
That
Oh
company.
yeah.
All these
That
movies.
time, that time. Remember that time Paul and Valerie fell in love? At first sight began searching for a place, a lot of extra white space. They kept searching until they found the house that vanished. Plus, don't look in the basement.
This is a t-shirt right here.
It really, I was just thinking that. We were better at one time. Like I hate saying that the world sucks now, but this ad proves it, right? Oh,
It really makes me feel something when I see things like this. I'm like, wow,
just call. whatever they're planning on doing at the April Monsterama this year, just send them this ad. And be like, guys, it's already figured out. Just do this. Just
Well,
do
I
this.
make shit like this for them all the time.
Yeah, just do this. These 3 movies, this order, this ad. Is it too soon to talk about 2024?
It's never too soon.
Oh,
Are you planning an
oh
affair?
my God.
That's a
Jesus.
bold question for the Brewer Drive-In to ask.
Oh,
It's almost like
what is
they're
even that?
offering for you to come have an
Yeah.
affair at the drive-in.
I mean, I bet that happened.
I'm sure it did.
I mean, but I like that they were really like non-committal about the it's only a movie in this one. Because they haven't even set up that it's a horror movie. This one feels like this is a fuck movie. And it's like, are you planning an affair?
It's
Hey, but not
only a movie.
affairs aren't recommended for people over 30.
Uh,
And we got a room reserved for you. Yeah, wow.
yeah, this is very vague. This whole
Yeah.
layout is very sort of non-committal
Would you
about what
like to
this.
see it make the same movie 4 times? That would be the ad that I would say. Until he gets it right.
How many movies did Paul and Valerie have us make?
Oh my God, so many. It's like this. It's a house that nobody really knows where it's from. Vague things happen there, and women get kind of sexy. We'll make it till we get it right. Man, this I love this. I love every one of these, Bill. They all have such a charm to them.
Yeah, I think so too. Like just that there were so many of these weird variations, you know, that
Oh
they really got into promoting this.
yeah. Also, if you were like, "Oh, this is going to be like Last House on the Left," it's not at all. Like you're going to be disappointed. Fuck it,
Yeah.
we already got your money, so hope you find something. You know, we don't even care if you find something you like. Oh, I'm 31. Well, we told you you wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
We
what the
can't.
fuck
None of
did
us.
you even come see this for?
Bill and I are like 20 years too old to even go see this now.
We warned you. Like, we're not going to give you your money back. What are you, crazy?
Look at our ad. Are you planning an affair? What are you doing here? You're scum.
Here's something off brand, but can you see it?
I can't see it. I'm loading up my
Oh,
phone.
okay. It's this
Okay, good
weird
now.
sort of crazy lineup, which
Yeah. Oh,
Shriek of the
what the?
Mutilated, love it.
Yeah.
Wolfen, love it. Kinda. But Roadside,
If Wolfen came out a year before or after, people would like it more. But it came out a year where the 2 best werewolf movies ever came out.
yeah. Oh, that's really great. It's great to imagine that came out in 1980 and we hadn't seen
Yeah.
those crazy werewolf movies yet.
And we'd be like, oh, Wolfen's an interesting take versus like it's the 3rd best werewolf movie from this year.
Yeah.
What's Roadside Torture Chamber?
That is a little movie called Pigs.
Oh, wow. And what's Something Creeping?
Something Creeping in the Dark. That's a giallo with
Oh, it is. Yeah, yeah.
um
Okay.
what's his name? The guy from The Prowler, Farley Granger.
Yeah. Wait, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, these are all ads with pigs, AKAs, because it's been too long since we talked about
Oh,
pigs.
Mario Colucci. That's who did that. Yeah, okay.
The Wonderful Pigs
Wow.
that we love, starring Tony Lawrence, who we love, and Mark Lawrence, who we worship on this program,
Yeah.
among
Well,
others.
this ad is
Not only
gorgeous.
Mark Lawrence, you know. But
Yeah. Wow.
this was the
That's
screening in
great.
Detroit where they gave you a pound of bacon.
Man. What a night. I probably was it cooked already or no?
I don't know. I hope they gave it to you after the movie instead of
Yeah.
before.
I'm gonna sit here with some slowly warming bacon. Why? What
You
she
know how
did?
bacon gets really nasty after it's been sitting out at
Yeah,
room temperature for too long. This
man.
is an amazing lineup. Look at this.
Uh, you know what's great about this night is that every one of these movies has a dark ending. There's like not a single happy ending this entire night.
Hey,
Yet it's
that's
presented
right.
as if you're gonna have a fun night.
You'll scream your head off, Sam. That's not fun.
No, big gore screamerama.
Oh,
Like
movies.
my buddy Valentine's kind of a crowd pleaser. Dead and Buried's super dark. We spoiled the ending on the new commentary for another movie that's not even Dead and Buried.
Well, you know.
The how the Howling, sad ending. Unless you like white werewolves doing the news. Man, we've done every one of those movies on the show except My Buddy Valentine, right?
Not the oh, not the Howling.
We haven't done the Howling?
No, I
Oh
don't
man,
think
that's
we
too bad.
have.
Oh man.
We need to.
Yeah.
I know we did Galaxy of Terror. I wish we could go back and
Oh,
do that again. I wish we could do a lot of these
oh,
movies again.
I know. Oh.
Love Exorcist.
Oh, wow.
I think this is my favorite incarnation of pigs. Honestly, I have to say that each of the weird incarnations of pigs is interesting in its own right. Um,
Yeah.
this one, I'm kind of mystified by this because Tony said she did not remember going back and filming possessed scenes in it. And I thought maybe the actress in those possessed scenes didn't look like her. But then I went back and watched it again and I was like, I think that's her. I don't know. Maybe she just didn't remember doing it.
I like whenever they tell you that their movie starts where the other one didn't get to. Like, yeah, The Exorcist is fine, but they didn't film this other hour and a half. We did. So go
Yeah.
see that one first, and then come back and see what you really should have seen.
Somehow that shit that happened after The Exorcist is scarier than The Exorcist.
Well, you know what they say: if the abnormal love of a sex psycho frightens you, stay away. Oh, oh, the sad Bill.
They call her Lynn Hart in some of these ad campaigns, and that's
Yeah.
not her name in the film.
Now, where did they get that? Like, let's call this Lynn Hart the Strange Love Exorcist.
They just pulled it out of the air.
If I would like to start a band like Lovage, Mike Patton's one solo band that just does like Portishead kind of slow jams and call it Love Exorcist.
That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah. Or we just do all like Barry White sounded songs.
Love Exorcist.
Love Exorcist. Oh, Blood Pen.
Blood Pen. This was the Exorcist cut of the film, just retitled for some reason, and there's no mention in this movie in this ad campaign rather of a possession other than they say the devil reincarnated. So that's kind of a hint that you'll see an exorcism scene maybe. But look at that co-feature down there, the Garden of the Dead.
What's that?
That's the co-feature for Grave of the Vampire.
Wow.
Normally you don't see those two movies showing in the, or Garden of the Dead at least. You didn't see that showing independently of Grave of the Vampire. But here it is as a co-feature to Blood Pen. It's only about an hour long. It wasn't made to be the A feature. It was just a B feature. So
I'm good with this though.
yeah, it's a really interesting lineup.
Yeah.
The Secret of Lynn.
Oh. You know, they're really like ageism here. Anyone over 35, stay home.
Yeah, what are they talking about here?
This is all me. Like I got my myocardial bridging. I can't go. I sometimes faint. I'm over 35. Sorry, guys. What is the logo for the Midway? He looks like Mr. Water Heater.
Or that strange animated pickle.
Oh, Chili Willy
Yeah,
or Chili Dilly. Yeah.
he looks a little like
The
that.
personality pickle.
Yes.
Yeah. They sold out of Chili Dilly's last Monster Rama.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Here's another roadside torture chamber permutation with Sweet Sugar as the co-feature. This was 1982.
Years after it was made.
Can you imagine both of these movies from like Sweet Sugar is 72, I think, and Pigs is 73. So this was really, they were very dated by this point.
Wow. Love it.
I dare say there isn't much in Pigs that would date it as being in the early 70s, other than like the way Tony looks is not entirely like early 70s. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
about the way she looks that is dated, but the guy who has the sideburns, like all the
Yeah.
guys have those early 70s sideburns in Pigs. They're the ones that date Pigs, I think.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my God. With coffee?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. Maybe coffee was what was showing there right then, because this is a Starts Friday ad.
Okay. But still,
Coffee is just genius.
I love that pig illustration, by the way. That
The
looks
what?
more like looks like Cubby more than a pig.
Oh, the pig.
Yeah. Also, like the little skeleton hidden around it.
In case you didn't get the implication of the tagline, there it is, right there in your face. Pigs eating people.
Oh, oh, Night of the Howling Beast, Screamers, and Doctor Butcher. No, this is like a Bill Knight at the movies, and Roadside Torture.
Yeah. Horror of the Blood Zombies. Not sure what that is. And Terror Creatures from the Grave. We know what that is. Isn't Barbara Steele in that one?
Yeah, she sure is.
But Horror of the Blood Zombies, I'm not sure what that could possibly be.
Huh. Let me do some research.
All right.
I'm looking up Horror of the Blood Zombie right now.
Oh, you're actually looking it up?
Yeah. I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what is on your mind. Not coming up.
Well, there's Horror of the Blood Monsters, which is the first thing that comes to mind for me. That
Yeah.
can't possibly be what they were referring to, could it?
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly let them open this place again, could I? Not after what happened.
Oh, this place.
Oh, it's just this place and the storm.
And this. Wow. So a good night of vehicular death. Enjoyable.
Yeah, we hope you didn't get too banged up tonight.
Super excited for next week. Some vampires and ballerinas, mostly ballerinas. If you're into girls just randomly dancing for an entire movie, it's for you. It's for me. It's something out there. So exciting to see that. Thanks to everybody again that comes back every week. We're excited. We only got 2 more episodes before the end of the year, but I dare say I know some of the movies coming up, and I am very excited for it.
Bill's out there. I know how that's meant to be read.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, what monster could have done this? Bill's out
And Bill
there.
and I also recorded another commentary track this week
Mm-hmm.
for another Visual Vengeance movie. pretty exciting.
It's
It
tremendous.
is
You're gonna love it.
a movie whose director would not admit that he directed that movie for many years. Um, it's got a lot of pseudonyms. Um, it's something else. So excited for people to get that one.
It's definitely
I think
something
Bill.
that I think just a little bit of is enough to change you forever. So
But and I think it was one of the better ones we've done. We had a blast doing it. Like it was like wow, we had a lot to talk about during it.
yeah,
So it's good.
we were
Yeah,
totally into it. And
yeah.
don't forget, go check out Year of the Silken Beaver on YouTube. This is Mike Justice's short film that he made out of apparently it was just footage that he had of his friends at this era. It was like the early 2000s, like 2002, and he just brilliantly edited this footage together. I can't tell you enough how clever the editing is in this. It's just a joy to watch. And Year of the Silken Beaver, it could have gone on for another hour and I would have watched it. Go check it out. It's free on YouTube.
Don't forget if you're looking for gifts, there's a plethora of Driving Asylum gifts, and send people Lycan Colony to your friends, or Suburban Sasquatch, or any of the movies we've done for Visual Vengeance. They'll love it. Say, here's a movie about werewolves in New Hampshire. It comes with an air refreshener. It's
Oh
wonderful.
yeah.
Or Replicator comes with glasses. How can you go wrong? And this week I'll be hitting the rest of the 70s box set. Don't forget all day Thursday. Kaiju movies all Thursday on BNS About Movies. Am I done yet? Not even close. I have so much to write. So what I'll be doing tonight.
You
Writing more about
done? There's always
as
something
I said,
else.
like Thursday I'm gonna go, I mean this week I'm gonna go slow. I'm not gonna write that much, and then I'm like, what if I did 24 movies in one day? And that's what I'm doing on Thursday. So come on back. Bill, thanks for doing the show. I had a blast tonight, and thanks to Jen as always for doing the show. Don't forget to get Jen's book, which is available pretty much everywhere you buy books.
Japanese
So,
called cinema.
yeah, and she'll be on the Making Tarantino podcast the 24th.
Oh right,
The
yeah.
episode I'm on for Black Gun is up now that I was on, and their newest episode is all about Dawn of the Dead. So pretty fun episode.
Dawn of the Dead. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I've often wanted to do that movie on the program to watch Dawn of the Dead because it's just but everybody has seen Dawn so many times and I feel like our sort of niche is the off kilter stuff. And a couple of times we've done big name movies on the program and nobody tuned in.
The Cannes Film Festival cut is up on YouTube now, though.
Yeah.
For Dawn.
So maybe we should sometime. It's really long too.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I shied away from doing Dawn. We just have to do one movie that night. That would be it.
Yeah. But I do love that movie.
Me too.
Up there. Yeah.
I love Dawn of the Dead. That's like, that's one of the holy grail films. I think like the perfect lightning in a bottle movie that there'll never be another movie like that. Nothing will ever mean as much as Dawn of the Dead.
I wrote something for the episode that he did. He asked, for my thoughts on it. And I said, honestly, as influential as Night is, Dawn is perhaps even more influential because how many the entire Italian horror industry took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
And, and that's
not only that too, I think I said this in the Resident Romero doc is, even if you don't even take into consideration the impact that it had on zombie cinema or even horror cinema, which, you could never underestimate the impact that it had on horror cinema. But even in other areas of movie making, like this was an example of somebody who just took a very low budget film and made something pretty amazing out of it and got like this fantastic location to shoot in, and there was a helicopter in it. And how did he do this movie for only however much money they sunk into Dawn? So That alone is inspirational, because people, hopefully or most likely saw that and were like, if he can do that, I can make my movie. So that's another, sort of an unspoken effect that Dawn had on filmmaking, most likely.
Yeah. I love it so much. So yeah, but the episode of the show is really good that he did, and it's a fun podcast.
Yeah.
So check it out.
All right. So next weekend, Driving to Silent Late movie next Saturday night, 11 p.m. Just one movie, and it's going to be The Vampire and the Ballerina. And we hope that you'll come back and hang out with us that night. Watch some fantastic films. Good night.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.